think back to the times when you were at your happiest. Most of those times were probably when you were with friends, some big achievement, maybe something random happened that was really good and surprising, whatever. But there will be a couple of those times, and more so for me, that those happy times were purely just because you tried at something. And I know for me, one of the happiest feelings I get is going to bed knowing I did everything I wanted to do that day. So I pursued the goals that I'd set out for myself, and that feeling is fucking awesome. When you just get into bed on time, you're about to go to sleep, and you're like, damn, I really tried today. I put the work in. I went to training. I stayed late to shoot, to practice. I pushed myself. I went to the gym. I worked hard. I went for a run, got a new PB. I put those hours in of homework that I said I was going to do. For me, that's a fucking great feeling. And I think it's really important. I think the other happinesses, like the dopamine, the really big hits of dopamine are good, but they're not as important as that feeling of pursuing a goal, pursuing something. And a year and a half ago, before I started all this stuff, I didn't feel like I was pursuing anything. I felt lost. I felt like all I was trying to do was impress my friends and kind of fit in. And I was stuck in that weekly cycle of just going to school, going out on the weekend, playing soccer, and that's about it. But I took some time and I looked at kind of my interests and my thoughts about what I wanted to do for the future, and it started off pretty shallow. I really just wanted to make a fuck ton of money and like do whatever, but it's developed, and now, like especially with the YouTube and social media kind of stuff, I really want to start growing a community of people that just want to get a little bit better. And so the last year and a half, I've been putting the work in terms of fitness, soccer, and like social media in general, YouTube especially, and a little bit of schoolwork. Just really starting to do that now, halfway through year 12 already. So better late than never, I guess. Those days where I get shit done and I do the stuff that I said I was going to do are the fucking best. I've been slowly improving myself on the bad habits, but I've come to the realization that doing the bad habits isn't what gets you unhappy. You know, when you go to bed after you've had a fucking stinky day and you've played video games, you've ate junk food, you just feel like shit, you feel like you need to get better and you want to improve. I think those days aren't when you do the bad stuff, it's when you don't do the good stuff. So for me, the bad stuff is social media, like watching TV too much, eating shitty food, and like just not talking to people. Bad habits that I have. And sleeping in too much, whatever. When I do those things, I tend to push the other stuff away. So if I have a day where I spend a lot of time on my screens, or I watch a lot of TV, I'll go to training. If I have training that night, I'll go to training and I'll be groggy, I won't try, and I'll feel shit about that. And then I'll come home, watch more TV, eat junk food, go to bed feeling shitty about myself. But like today, for example, has been kind of a weird example where the morning, so I woke up, did my jump in the pool, whatever. The morning I spent watching shit, and now I've had a gym session. I feel good about myself and I'm ready to spend the rest of the day doing stuff. And I think I will, hopefully, if I do the stuff that I want to do, I will go to bed and feel good about myself still, even though I did the bad stuff. So maybe take this as a little bit of a new perspective and think about all the bad habits you do. So maybe it's the same as me, maybe it's social media, YouTube, TV, junk food, all that shit. Could be porn. I used to be pretty bad with that. And it's a sensitive topic that no one really talks about. So if you think about all the times you do that, a lot of the time you don't end up doing the good stuff that you feel when you, like the stuff where you're pursuing a goal. So when you're pursuing something, you do the good things that make you feel like accomplished and happy, and just all the good little feelings you get when you do something good. So when you do the bad habits, you do less of the good stuff. And then when you go to bed at night feeling all shitty, it's because you haven't done the good stuff that you wanted to do that day. But if you say you've spent the whole day watching shit today, if you can just get a couple things done before the day ends that you said you were going to do today, and pursue the goals that you were going to do by taking action, you'll probably feel a little bit better going to bed at night. That goes the same with any days going forward. If you started off shit, or you started off, not even if you start off, you do something and then you take a break and then suddenly 3 hours is gone watching TV, you can still get your day back on track by putting in the work, putting in the efforts in the stuff that matters. This is kind of a new thing for me that I've just started to realize, and I've kind of known it subconsciously that like pursuing something is when I'm happy. I feel so good when I know what my goals are, and I know how to get there, and I know what work needs doing, and I do it. If I spend the day pursuing my goals, I feel so fucking good at the end of it. So, like I said before, one of my goals is to pursue social media and start a community of people that just want to get a little bit better every day, just want to figure shit out. None of this fucking macho, masculine shit that, who the influencers are that do that. None of this bullshit business talk, just real thoughts, real fucking talks, and setting goals, achieving shit, working through the failures, obviously, as well. I think important note, I want to make sure that I put all my failures up on this channel. So if you ever think that I'm not being honest, or I'm not showing all the lows as well as the highs, then chuck a comment in. I love feedback. I do want to take it on, and I do want to obviously interact with everyone a bit more. So if you've made it to this part of the video, you're someone with a high attention span, you're someone that's a bit more switched on than most people. So join the community, lock in, let's get this shit done.